Hi guys, welcome back to EGRESS. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world. As you know, today this podcast we talk about changing the narratives of Africa, particularly Somalia. We want to show the people that there is a different side of Somalia, and there are people coming back to the motherland and contributing and doing so much wonderful things. And this is the whole point of the show, EGRESS. So today, without any further ado, I want to introduce you to a guest of mine. He is from UK, Axmed, and he has come here as an architect, which is amazing. So for those people out there who are interested in learning architects or already in architects and design, this episode is for you. You're going to hear insights of the challenges that he's come across. You're going to hear insights of how he's doing and what made him come here and what his plan for the future is. So without any further ado, let me welcome my guest. Axmed, thank you so much for taking the time to see us.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I don't know if you know much about the show. Our aim is to basically change the narrative of Africa and Somalia especially. Because whenever you hear Somalia, you hear pirates, you hear, a lot of negative, And I'm guessing there's people, brothers and sisters living out there, working and whatnot, and they're thinking of moving here to either start a business or whatnot, but they're getting scared, right? So this is one of the reasons why we invite guests like yourself who moved from overseas and who are doing wonderful things, right? So today we have you. So tell us a bit about yourself. Where did you come from?
Okay.
What did you study?
My name is Axmed. I grew up in the UK, London, North London.
Yeah.
I studied over there architecture at Hertfordshire and University of East London. So I've worked over there, and I've also worked in Hargeisa, and now I'm working in Mogadishu for myself.
Okay.
So
before we get to Somalia, is design, was that something that you were interested in, or is that something that
I've always liked art at school, but for my GCSEs, I never actually took GCSE art.
Okay, wow.
I liked it, and then after my GCSEs, I went on to do a course in HNC, Construction and Built Environment.
Okay.
It had sort of a design element that I liked, working with my hands, drawing, architectural drawings and that. I've always been interested in that. So that's how I actually got into it. My careers advisor advised me to do that course because I've asked her about art courses.
Yeah.
And I didn't, especially with our culture, art is not...
I was just about to touch up on that,
It's not really a profession that's, up there.
No.
So with my parents, both of them being educated and graduating from university as well, I felt like art would have been, I would have got a Somali slap.
Definitely.
So, but I didn't anyway. My parents were very lovely, very understanding, very supporting. But I did actually want something sort of professional and respectable. Okay. Even though I think art is respectable, once I understood what the actual, points of art is, what the actual meaning behind it is. So anyway, I did the course on advice of my careers advisor, and it just carried on from there. I fell in love with it from there.
I have to really say you are very mature parents, because I remember before I studied finance, I was into fashion.
Yes.
And studying fashion, having a label called Adamo. Yeah. Then my dad was like, what's this kind of shit? Like, you need to change this now. Like, you're the eldest son.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm telling my friends.
Yeah.
My oldest son is learning fashion. You know what I mean? So it's like, cut that shit. So for your parents to understand that, that's very, very lucky. And alhamdulillah, you definitely have to say that. So how was it? So when you were studying art? Because I'm guessing as Somalians, we really don't have, we kind of felt like our parents are like the Indians, where the Asians' parents, where you got to be a doctor, an engineer, you got to be.
We have that cultural, similarity with the
Asians. Yeah.
So I think that's a good thing, because it pushes us like towards, having
it does.
having good professions, good careers, and also having respect.
Correct.
But
I think it's more where we're from, and Asians, the title is respect.
Yeah.
They definitely go for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you graduated and you were working, what enticed you to come to Africa? Like, what was
Do you know what?
tell us a story with that.
Okay, so it's, for me, I don't want to talk about any negativity.
No, okay.
But I have to be honest with my own experience.
100%, yes.
Of
we accept
in the UK.
transparency here.
Yeah. So my sort of career path led me to, after graduating, I've applied for a lot of places.
Yeah.
The CV, I send it, no response. One person gave me a chance, an architect from the UK as well, by the name of Rashid Ali, who used to work for David Adjaye, who's a Pritzker Prize winning architect who designed the African Museum in America for Obama.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he started off working for him. So I was lucky enough to get my experience through Rashid.
Wow, okay.
Who's also winning awards right now with Architects Journal, with the pavilion he done in Hargeisa, which is Rashid, amazing work.
Definitely. Shout out to Rashid.
We've also won a competition to design the gift shop at the V&A Museum.
Yeah.
And other awards as well. Rashid, working with him is giving me, like, I've been working with him for seven-ish years.
Wow, okay.
So
quite experience.
When I actually came to Somalia, I was here for holiday.
Everybody starts off as holiday.
Yeah, I was actually just here for a holiday, and then I get a call from him. He's in Hargeisa. He's asked me to come over there.
Yeah.
I went over there, and at that time he was sort of consulting for a company called Rio Architects as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen that.
I was working with them as well, and then he's opened up his own office there. I was working with him there for a while. So I was in between Mogadishu and Hargeisa.
Okay.
And then a couple of years ago, I decided to just come and sort of, I saw Mogadishu as a sort of blank canvas.
Yes.
Where there's a lot of opportunities.
Yes, and this is what we're trying to, the message that we're trying to give out. Everybody's there. Go on.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities in Mogadishu, I saw.
Yeah.
A lot of potential to, start something now that will eventually grow and blossom into something wonderful. 2 years ago, I started my own company, Dare Architects.
Dare Architects, okay.
Yeah, and we've done projects like Beauty Empire, Arshi, Olotawa. I recently did something for them.
That's amazing.
Somtel, I did something for Somtel.
Oh, that's actually amazing.
So, yeah.
So, okay, so now,
my journey.
So when you moved and to start your architect firm in Mogadishu, what was some of the challenges that you came across?
I'm not gonna lie, a lot. Because as well as the language barrier.
Yes, I think every guest has an issue with the language barrier.
Yeah, but do you know what? I initially had this challenge, but it got it gets easier and easier and easier as you interact more with the society, because this is a different social sort of interaction that you're in.
Correct.
It's one to get used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's like any other.
So you got language barrier as one. What was the other challenge you came across?
Business. Having your own business.
Here is
because the thing is, when you've always worked for someone, starting off on your own can be challenging,
100%,
can be scary.
100%. So you have to do everything. You have to be the one person that's in charge of all the departments.
Exactly.
The marketing, the administration.
Responsibility on your shoulders.
Yeah.
But it was an enjoyable challenge.
Correct.
Initially, it was sort of on a freelance basis.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
So I was just doing projects here and there. But I've always had the architect in mind, there being the deer.
Yeah.
But that name stems from, it was my grandfather's nickname.
Oh, dear.
So, so I decided to name it after my granddad.
Wow, okay.
And that's where the name is from. But
So I'm guessing the challenges you can overcome them with time.
The challenge is I'll be blunt.
Yeah.
In Somalia, you have to be a good haggler.
And you have to have a thick skin.
You have to have a very thick skin.
Yeah, I can.
You have to be good at haggling. When I say that, I mean like
negotiator.
Yes, when you give a price, people will always try and cut you down.
Yeah.
So it's not like the UK where all the prices are set. There's VAT on it. No, here it's more like the
way you're dressed.
Times, there's price negotiations.
In economics, that's called price discrimination.
Yeah.
So and they do that a lot. It's if you're dressed and you're looking a bit chunky, they'll be like, you can afford to pay more. And if you go there with your sandals and you'll be like, you know what,
this guy's hungry.
We'll give him a silk. I mean, like, in a way, it's good. It kind of gives that the free market.
But I also think like if you're dressed in your fitishari, which is the traditional Somali dress,
the MPs.
Yes, I mean, people when you're dressed really smart, they will treat you different.
Yeah.
So when you give them the price, they will think, okay, this person I can't really haggle with. He's like, for me, that's how I find it.
Okay, that's the truth.
I think it's more like that.
Now, and into the optimism side, like where do you see Somalia in the next 5 years? Because you've been an architect, so much building has been happening at the moment.
I came here in 2018.
Yeah,
I was back and forth between here and Hargeisa since 2018.
Yeah.
From 2018 to mid-2020. Then I came back and decided to be based out of Mogadishu. Back then, in 2018, when it comes to Maghrib time, everyone was inside the house.
Yeah, and there was this building did not exist.
This where Hayat is.
That didn't exist.
African Bank.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the first steel structure in Mogadishu. But the changes that I've seen within the last 2 years, it's
ridiculous.
Going at a ridiculously fast rate.
I saw that in an economics journal where it talks about Mogadishu being one of the fastest growing economy in Africa.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, and it's so true because we've seen it. Like while we've been here, we're like, oh my God, how is this happening so quick?
This restaurant is opening, that cafe is opening, that building's being done.
Yeah.
It's like every week something new is popping up.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
So I mean, the future does look bright.
Yes,
the future does look bright. But on the short note, so the thing is, like for me, I'm always thinking about the viewer, where especially the person that's into architecture design, and especially what they want to get to know. And one of the things that's popping in my head is that as an architect, because we had a guest last week where she was mentioning how anybody that studies any form of engineering does everything to themselves. So architect being something quite new in Africa, especially in Somalia. How do you go about getting clients? How do you go about like telling the clients the value that architects brings?
We don't know it yet. I don't.
It's still a learning process.
I think it's still something that's not very well known or accepted.
Correct.
In terms of the design aspects of it, because you still get civil engineers just designing buildings with no concept of spatial planning or spatial understanding.
Correct.
Or the context.
Correct.
That the building is going in.
Yeah,
The use. I mean, there's so many things in terms of design that we can go into, but I don't think Somali is at that level of understanding what the people's design needs are. Because we're just sort of, it's a growing child.
You're correct.
So until we reach, a good age where, we've been part of the world economics, world society, I don't think we will fully understand. But saying that, there's a lot of good designs coming out.
So is this something that you guys are going, because I'm curious to know, how do you go about basically training, or not training, but like letting a person that's about to build a building and say, the architects is saying this and this and this?
Well, about that, I'm going to be starting teaching at the University of Mogadishu.
Correct.
Yeah, first year architects.
Oh, wow.
I will be having...
You're going to be lecturing there?
Yeah, I'm going to be lecturing.
So you'll be teaching the new students about the whole... Okay.
First year students.
That's excellent.
Teaching them about what design is.
Oh, that's perfect.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
That's perfect.
So hopefully the future generations will
have better understanding
what is required from actual
that makes so much sense. Yeah. Because the funny thing you said that, because I remember this is a funny story. We were, I think my family, my dad, my mom and I, we were building an apartment complex. And at that time, there was a UK construction guy, company at high-end, and there was an architect in there. And then the architect's fee was $12,000. And I remember my dad vividly saying, he says, hold on a sec. Do you want me to pay $12,000 for someone to draw me lines? But that's our parents. Yeah, that our parents had.
It's not just the parents; it's the mentality of the country. But the value, as I said,
definitely,
it's not understood yet.
That's so true.
Because a civil engineer can build.
And now me talking to you right now is great. Yeah.
I don't think that's
that's the worst mistakes we made without taking that route.
Yeah.
Right now, and I talk to my parents. I'm like, the design was worth the $12,000 now, because now you went with this guy because of Qabil, right?
Do you know what I compare it to? I compare it to buying clothes brands.
Yeah.
So if someone wants a Gucci top or a Armani or whatever,
correct,
they know the quality that's going to come with that.
Yes.
So they accept the price.
Correct.
Correct. So, but then again, you've got places like Prime, H&M that do good sort of quality, but in terms of design, you're not really going to wear a Primark shirt, or you're not really going to be showing that off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if you've got an Armani suit or a Gucci top, you're going to be standing out.
Definitely.
So that's what I compare. That's what
architects is.
How I'm trying to get people to understand it, because you're not just buying the design, like you're buying the brand.
Correct. Okay.
Brand means everything when it comes to fashion.
Correct.
So when it comes to design is everything, you know. So people need to understand that, and hopefully we'll get there.
Wow, this is so. So just to wrap it up, what would be the advice right now? Someone who's graduated from design, someone that's graduated from architect, what would be the advice that you would give them if they want to maybe later on in transition themselves to Africa? What advice would you give them?
Dive head in first. I wasn't expecting to stay here.
Correct.
But the longer I was here, the more I sort of fell in love with it.
Correct.
Because excellent weather, amazing weather.
Correct.
Food is amazing.
A bit too hot for me, but it's fine.
Yeah, I love the wind. We get a good breeze.
Yeah, true.
We really do. The food is amazing. You know, you're in your country.
Yeah.
You know, with your people. Yes, there's difficulties. I'm not gonna lie. There's challenges, but there's challenges everywhere you're in the world.
True.
You know, right now in the Western world, there's a lot of mental health.
Yeah. And it's,
People are stressed.
yes.
People are,
And suicides and
yes. So here,
there's none of that. Yeah, I've noticed that.
This is the most amazing thing.
Yeah, I noticed that. There is none.
You know, so in terms of if you're suffering from any sort of mental health issues, take a chance on here, because it allows you to, get close. For me personally, it allowed me to get close to my dean.
Correct. Okay.
And so,
which is important.
I'm able to pray my five prayers now on time.
Correct.
Mostly in the mosque as well. So I wasn't able to do that in the Western world.
Yeah.
The Western world, there's too many. You don't need. Shaitan is alive and well.
Oh yeah. You don't need advance there.
Here you're able to,
I think that's time and again. That's the kind of the message we're really pushing out, is that you don't want to come in 5 or 7 years and be like, oh man, I wish I came earlier.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I'm saying that now, and I've been here 4 years, and I'm like, man, I wish I came 3 years earlier, and things would have been different. So I can just imagine if you're sitting out there and you're watching this, and you're thinking to yourself, should I move? Yes or no? Listen to his advice. Definitely dive in head first, and you kind of like you will learn how to swim. You get definitely thick skin.
Yeah.
And
this is one of the most amazing things.
Yeah, definitely.
You definitely grow.
You
grow a thick skin being here.
For me, and this is
teaches you discipline here as well.
I was talking to a friend of mine in Melbourne. Was telling me, so you've been there 4 years, how is it going? And I was like, being in Somalia has taught me to be more assertive, where when I was growing up in Melbourne, I was very considerate and very empathetic, and which is not bad, but you get walked over.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Where when you come here, that type of nonsense is
you
learn the hard way. Like
learn to swim.
So, but yeah, definitely. So what we're gonna do, for those people that want to have any questions relating to designs or architect, we're gonna leave Ahmed's detail on the bottom with his email and his contact details to have any further questions. Or if you guys are looking to build anything in Mogadishu, you can definitely contact him, his architect firm, and we'll also leave his details at the bottom of that as well. But thank you so much for taking the time, Ahmed.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely. This is a pleasure experience.
Very nice experience.
Definitely. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Okay.
Experiment. This show is where we experiment and test out the financial hacks to see what works and what doesn't work. So we've given ourselves a challenge, which was to go from $0 to $1 million. Obviously, we're going to break that up into parts, right? And I guess our first goal is to go from $0 to $1,000. So just to give you an update, yesterday, what we did was obviously having $0, you can't really do much, right? So our game plan was what can we do with $0 to start making money? And we had a list of things. We had drop shipping, we had market affiliate, we had being a broker. So the option that I chose to kind of implement was being a marketing agency. Like I actually moved to Africa, so I'm in Somalia right now, and I've noticed a lot of the businesses that don't have Instagram accounts and don't have any marketing on their social media platforms. So, and I have a really good friend of mine who's really a wizard in their computers, graphic designer by the name of Halifax. So I partnered up with him. And what we did was basically, we went up to a couple of shops. There was one pizzeria place called Pizza Hut, and they actually liked our idea of being their social media managers. So that was one. And then the other one was, it's called Sanguni. It was an electronics store. So that puts us right now at $100. That's what we have right now. From those two contracts, we got $100. So we need $900 more to go. I think we're going to continue this because I think we have a list of 50 businesses to go down, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we have about 10 to 15 businesses that sign up with us. And if that happens, that's actually great news for us, because that makes us, we've reached our first target, which was 1,000, and then we move on to our next goal. And when that happens, again, we just have to kind of sit down and devise a plan, have a game plan when we reach that. So this is just to give you an update. So right now we're up to 2 contracts that we have, which is excellent. We're gonna go tomorrow, and I'm gonna actually vlog with using my camera of actually us signing the contract notes. When we do that, I think we can only go up from there, right? Like, it's gonna be, what we're gonna implement after that is Dave Ramsey, the 7 baby steps. We're gonna actually go in detail tomorrow about the 7 baby steps, and then vlogging us signing the new contract. So when that happens, I just kind of I had a little brain freeze there, sorry that. But when that happens, we're definitely looking forward to our first goal. I'm actually getting excited. I was nervous earlier, but now the nerves has turned into excitement. So without any further ado, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep tonight, but tomorrow I'm gonna see you when I'm in downtown. I will show you how it actually looks, and when we go into the shops and sign in the contract. I think that'll be an exciting segment. A little stutter there. It'll be an exciting segment, but I think it will be a nice journey. And I kind of wish those people who are subscribing to the channel, which I really appreciate you guys doing that for, to kind of like take part in this journey as well. Like, you don't necessarily have to have money to start anything, as you can see us doing it. And I want you to kind of do the same thing as well. So if you have any further questions, or you got stuck on anything, or you want run by ideas, my email's at the bottom, or you can leave a comment at the bottom. I'll reply back to everybody. So without anything else to say, see you guys tomorrow.